Here we have an interesting question concerning concerning the visa for the doctors and PhD holders. Is it available for everybody or for practicing doctors already in the UAE only, or just those who has a DHA card, a Dubai Health Authority card? As we have things with the Health Authority of Dubai or the free zones.
Yeah. So currently, like referring to the extract from the newspapers, this was like announced for all the ones who are already registered with the health authorities here in the UAE. But of course, if you come with a new visa, this will then be addressed like separately. The one I showed with the eligibility of doctors, this was only for the ones who are already registered here with the competent authorities. I assume that if you apply for a new visa as a doctor, then you might be automatically more or less eligible too for the 10-year visa. I don't see any issue there.
Okay, thank you. Then we have quite a few questions, and there is questions they address for all our speakers here. There is one concerning Grenada. And the question is, how long does it take to get Grenada citizenship? I guess you mentioned it already, but perhaps if you could repeat it, and if you just could give a lump sum, how much it would be the total cost?
Yeah, certainly. Grenada citizenship, the normal application process should take more than 90 business days. So from start to finish, once the application is submitted to the point where the application is approved and the citizenship certificates are issued. In terms of the cost, it really does depend upon your family unit, as I think, or as I showed in the PowerPoint presentation, a family of 4 with 2 children under the age of 16 can apply for under $300,000. And then with the Aura Caribbean model, they would receive $220,000 returned to them at the end of the 5-year period. So they would get a net cost of under $18,000 per person.
Then another question also concerning Grenada, and that is concerning the safety. How safe is Grenada, and what kind of languages are spoken in Grenada?
Grenada is English. It was a Commonwealth country. It was an English dependency for a number of years, so that the predominant and main language by 99% of the population is English. I think Grenada, like many of the Caribbean countries, like many of our Caribbean partners, is a very, very safe country in terms of crime. Incredibly low rates of crime, small domestic issues, but not crime on a grand scale that you see in other countries throughout the world. A very safe country. I think, as I said, my car when I leave the country is at the airport. The keys are left in it. Invariably, my house is left open. It's Grenada with only 110,000 people. It's like a small village. So everybody knows everybody. When my children are playing on the beach, if I'm not watching them, another parent is watching them. And if I see other kids that are not mine, I'm watching out for them. So there's very much a community and village feeling with regards to living and raising your children and working in Grenada.
Then also another question concerning the Caribbean. What are benefits of Grenada passports compared to other Caribbean passports? Yeah, this, I guess, is a very tough question because many islands offer passports. And of course, you will say Grenada is the best, but do you have also some?
Well, I mean, I would say the best passport is the one that fits the criteria that you're looking for. I mean, Grenada may not be the best. You know, it depends if you're looking for the cheapest and easiest route. It may be Dominica in terms of the cost. If you're looking to enter the US on an E2 visa to live and work there, then Grenada is the only option. If you want to have visa-free access to China and Russia, again, Grenada is the only option. But it really depends on what your needs are as an investor, what you're looking to get out of your citizenship, what you need from it. What kind of money you're willing to invest? Are you looking for just a donation of $100,000, or are you looking to possibly invest in something like Aura Caribbean with the buyback? So I think it really depends on the client, and I think I would suggest they do their own due diligence on the various countries, and once they've decided which country works best for them, they really need to drill down and look at the various programs. Grenada has a donation program, much like all of the Caribbean programs, and we also have the investment program, of which Aura Caribbean is one.
Okay, thank you. Well, how does that look like from your side, Christos?
Yes, so just to make things clear, there is no cheap and expensive passport. There is cost-effective passport. We are not in commodities here. Just to make clear, Dominica has a visa-free for Russia, has a visa-free for the UAE, currently for diplomatic passports and service passports, and now with the biometric passport, it will be visa-free. And also Dominica has already signed a visa-free agreement with China, which has not been implemented because of COVID. I agree with Richard that the best passport is the passport that fulfills your needs. And what people have to take under consideration is, of course, that when you are a single applicant and you want to apply on a donation for 100,000 and Grenada is 150, it is 50% more expensive. So then Dominica is more cost-effective for your needs. In fact, the difference between Grenada and Dominica is only the existence of the E2 visa. But from my perspective and from what I have seen from clients, from real clients that we see every day, is that E2 is not an easy goal. You need to do a business, an export business in the US. You need to invest 250,000. You need to do some serious work in order to arrive to that. It is not an easy workout to say that I am Grenadian and I have an E2 visa. But thank God the clients that come to us don't have this American dream. They all want to have an easy access with a 10-year visa, and they don't want to establish themselves in the US. So Grenada has this niche market for the E2. So what I wanted to say also for Dominica is that Dominica is now currently constructing a new international airport, and that recently there is American Airlines that has conducted the first trial flight from Miami, and from September there will be every 2 flights per week connecting Miami directly to Dominica, which will make things more easy to access. As for Dominica, you can access it either from London and Paris, and you can go either to St. Martin or to Guadeloupe or to Martinique, and then to Dominica, or via Antigua or via St. Kitts.
Well, thank you for this answer. And how is it concerning the cost of living in Dominica?
The cost of living is very affordable. I urge the people who do the government fund to invest in real estate in Dominica. Real estate in Dominica is at a very affordable cost. Somebody who wants to construct something nice, he can do it. I mean, the land is at an affordable level. Of course, what we saw that is being built in Grenada is excellent. Sagiris is a very good entrepreneur. It's a very good project, but it is not for the scope of the presentation today, because this is destined for people who want to have who want to have international mobility at a reasonable cost. It is an excellent presentation, and I congratulate you for the $10 million villa. It's very good, and I think that it will give Grenada a boost for tourism. However, Dominica's prices are lower, and I think that somebody who wants to aim for a capital gains, Dominica is the good path.
Then how is it for when you go there? Then most probably the people also need to have a bank account there. Is it easy to open bank accounts in Dominica, or is it quite difficult?
It is possible to open a bank account. However, the possibility, we offer to our clients the possibility to have a tax number and all the things that are needed for bank accounting, for bank account opening all around the world. So since they will have a tax number and they can pay some tax in Dominica also, and they can have proof of their residence in Dominica, they are considered non-dom for Dominica. They are not taxable on their worldwide income. They are taxable only on the income they will bring to Dominica. And this gives them the possibility to open bank accounts anywhere in the world, hassle-free and tax-free.
Are there also some major banks in Dominica?
In Dominica, majorly, you have Canadian banks.
Okay.
And of course, we have a very active offshore banking sector that is crypto-friendly. We, as lawyers, we have already assisted several high net worth individuals and institutions who have already established offshore banks in Dominica. These banks can be very safe and very credible. Of course, someone has to do his due diligence where he's going to open, for which one he's going to opt, and to make the due diligence on where he's going to put his money.
Okay. Do you also see in Dominica people moving from certain parts of the world, getting a passport there and really actually live, let's say 300 days a year there, or they just, the importance is just to get a passport and then they show up perhaps once or twice a year?
All procedure can be done remotely. You don't need to go to Dominica, as you don't need to go to Grenada. Only Antigua has this hinder that you have to visit Antigua 5 days in the first 5 years of your residency. Dominica, all the procedure can be done remotely without even going, and there is no minimum stay requirement. So, the most of the people that we have seen are people who have invested on a house. They spend 2 to 3 months. They never exceed the 183 days a year in Dominica. So they are some sort of perpetual travelers. They do have a residence in Dominica, but they do not exceed the 182 days.
Okay, and when somebody has now the passport there, is the worldwide income taxable in Dominica?
No. This is what I said before. You can become a Dominica resident. You are a national. You can become a resident because you are a national. But if you don't spend more than 182 days in Dominica, you can be taxed only on your Dominica sourced income, only on the income you bring to Dominica to spend, and your worldwide tax, your worldwide income is not taxable in Dominica.
Okay, thank you, Christos. How does that look like, Richard, in your place?
It's the same principle. You're only taxed on income that is earned or derived in Grenada.
Okay, and the cost of living in Grenada is also similar to Dominica or more expensive?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, you know, there are options, as you've seen. You know, there are villas at $10 million, there are villas at $5 million, there are villas at $1 million, and there are villas at $100,000. I mean, it really depends on your budget. I think Grenada has all aspects of real estate cost, depending on really, you know, what it is that you're looking for in terms of cost of living. Yeah, I think like most Caribbean islands, the cost of living is, I mean, it depends on what you're comparing it to. But if you're comparing it to, you know, London or New York or Miami or anywhere like that, it's significantly less. You know, to eat here, a lot of people grow their own crops. You know, the fruits here and the vegetables are all grown locally. The fish is caught locally. The beer is brewed locally. The rum is brewed locally. So everything that you need is on island. I think it's only if you have a desperate need for I don't know, maybe a cappuccino or a foreign sourced product that has to be brought in. Obviously, you know, you pay to have things like that brought in. So if you like Budweiser and you don't like drinking Carib, you know, you'll pay substantially more for an American beer than you would for a Grenadian beer, which, in my opinion, is just as good, if not better. So no, I think you can live very comfortably in Grenada on a very low income as long as you're living within your means.
Do you see also in Grenada a certain change of the population, that you see now more and more foreigners? I mean, now with the Grenada passport walking around, or you don't really see them because they just apply for the passport and or never come to the island?
I think the majority of people are looking for the citizenship and the ability and the mobility that provides. We do have a number of cases of people who have applied for Grenadian citizenship who are actually living here now and who have started up businesses here. I think Grenada has always had a very healthy mix of nationalities here, partly due to our British heritage, but also because of St. George's University, which has over 8,000 medical and veterinary students from over 135 countries throughout the world. So we do have a real melting pot of people here, both West Indian, African, British, Caribbean, and obviously then when you include the university, 10% of our population during university terms represent over 135 countries throughout the world. But in terms of people applying for citizenship and coming to Grenada, yes, it does happen, and we actively encourage it. We actively encourage anybody that has become a Grenadian citizen or thinking of becoming a Grenadian citizen to visit the country. And once they become a citizen, to come to the country and understand it and see it for yourself and look at the various opportunities that exist.
Okay, thank you. Then a question for Michael. How to get a visa in UAE for a doctor? Need they work, for example, in Dubai in the department for the treatment of sick people on COVID? Do you have any answer to this, Michael?
No, I mean, a doctor, a new visa, you just apply as a doctor, as a specialist. And as I said before, they have now given 10-year the application eligibility for the 10-year visa for doctors who are already here. So I assume that if you apply as a new doctor coming to the UAE, of course, then you need to have an employment contract with one of the hospitals or clinics or whatever. Then I assume you would also be eligible to the 10-year visa.
And then another question to you, can teachers or specialists in the sphere of economy get golden visa?
I mean, it's very specific. I guess a teacher would not be considered as a specialist here. I mean, maybe if you're a university professor and you have a certain track record with publication, etc., that might be an option. But I would say as a normal teacher, like primary school or so, you would not qualify for a golden visa.
Okay, well, thank you. With this, we have come to an end with the questions. I thank everybody of the speakers. And of course, we are looking forward to see all of you in Dubai for the conference on the 13th of September. And of course, I also do hope that you will extend or that you will come again, because then on the 1st of October, the expo is starting, where plenty of a few million people are expected for during a period of 6 months, which of course, great opportunity also to inform them about the different advantages also the Caribbean can offer, especially for high net worth individuals. That is of course great. And for all those who are participating, please register. Don't forget you got this promo code which we informed you about. And we do hope, of course, that to see you at our conference.